You either an entrepreneur or you working for one. Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Cater here on a beautiful, beautiful day, my friend. In the car. Guess where we come from? The bank, right? Making stuff happen, making transactions happen. But anyway, guys, I wanted to share this stuff with you today because one of my friends came over and we was having this discussion about, the entrepreneur life versus the regular life, okay? And, he was having his pro because he works a job now. He's a manager at Publix. I mean, decent job. He's making decent money there. But then we was talking about the pros and the cons, because he knew me when I first got started in my online business, and he knew the struggle that I went through to make it, to make stuff going. Because in the beginning, guys, I can tell you, it's going to be the ride of your life. Because it's just like that. It's like that in everything in life. If you go work out, you really want to change your physique, you want to change your body. When you go to the gym for the first couple of months, I promise you, it's going to be hell. Specifically if you've been out of shape for a long time, it's going to be crazy hell. You're not going to know what you're doing. You might hurt yourself. It's going to be hard for you to get rid of the fatty food that you used to eat. And, there's a lot of accommodation to be made. And it's what we face as an entrepreneur in the first couple of years, and sometimes it lasts 2 years, even before we can start seeing some massive results. But then once things start picking up now, you start creating a vision. The vision now, it expands where the vision can include other people. Now, the reason I said this quote in the beginning of the video, right? If you're not an entrepreneur, you're more likely working for one. So what is an entrepreneur? According to the dictionary, an entrepreneur is someone that take risks that the average person would not take. An entrepreneur, usually they take calculated risks. You can actually go check it out online, right? An entrepreneur is someone who's willing to start a business, who doesn't live the ordinary life. They take risks, they take risks. Sometimes you're gonna take risks, and the risk, the benefits might be lower than the risk that you take. And sometimes you're gonna take some major risks, but the benefit outweigh the risk that you're actually taking. So you ended up winning big. Okay, so now what's the difference? He was saying that, hey, I don't know if I want to go through the whole process of not having a guaranteed income, and, being an entrepreneur is very risky, specifically if you have a family. Now, here's the thing, guys. Not taking risks is actually taking the biggest risk of your life, because you don't know what you can become. That's one of the biggest risks. That's the dumbest risk of your life, right? And if you don't know what you could be doing, what you're capable of, you will never know your true potential. So a lot of people ended up living their life based on their current situation, but not on the potential that their life can be. You never want to look at your life to what you have, what your current situation is right now. You want to always focus on the future. You want to focus on the potential. And that's what makes entrepreneurs' lives so powerful, because we're always looking at the future. Things are always changing. We're always up to the game. We're always ready to adjust, right? Your comfort zone is your income zone. So if you stay at your comfort, you're not going to grow to the next level. So I was telling him, here's the thing though, although it's risky in the beginning where you're not going to have an income, your income is not consistent, sometimes it's up and down, sometimes people think success look like this, you just go in a straight line and you go up. But more likely it's not like this. It's like up, down, turn left, right. You don't know where you're going. You're trying to figure it out. You got to get mentors, you got to get programs, you got to feed up your mind, you got to grow to the next level. And that's what happens when you are an entrepreneur. But an entrepreneur usually start an idea, and when the idea grow, now the other people who are not willing to be entrepreneur, they ended up working for that person who's willing to take the risk. Now, I was trying to explain to him that your boss is an entrepreneur. He's like, no, my boss has a job. But here's the difference you must understand. The reason I say if you're not an entrepreneur, you're actually working for one. Like a lot of people would say, hey, Cater, not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Not everybody has that spirit. So therefore, I said, if you're not an entrepreneur, you're more likely you're working for an entrepreneur. If you take the story of the person who started Publix, right, how it got started, it started with someone who was willing to take a risk, someone who was willing to become an entrepreneur and create something that big, right, so everybody else can work. Say, for example, the person that owns your job, more likely they don't work as hard as you do. more likely they're getting paid a lot of money, but they took a lot of risk with their money. They took a lot of risk with their income, with their revenue, with their profit. They invest everything to build something that you can find a job so that you can work and create money. So more likely that person, they are entrepreneur, right? They are an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, they focus on profit instead of wages. Okay, the average person, they focus on, okay, I'm worth $10 an hour, I'm worth $15 an hour. And you know, another thing people don't realize, when you're doing a job, it's not actually your worth. You can't be worth $10 an hour. You're not that different than someone else who's worth $1,000 an hour. Why is your worth? A lot of the time people don't understand that. They say, oh, I'm worth $10 an hour. They equate their value to the job that you're doing. You performing a task. If you go to McDonald's, if you go to Publix, you become a manager, that's a task, okay? A task, someone can play that role, they place them in there and they're gonna get paid. Whether it's $20 an hour, that's how much you're gonna get paid. But it's not your true value. Your true worth, you're limitless, man. You can make as much as you want, and that's the power. Entrepreneur, they understand that. They understand that their profit would come as they elevate their value in the marketplace, right? The same person that could be doing $10 an hour at McDonald's can be the same person who built a business and start making millions. It's the same person. Listen to the entrepreneur story. The person who started the job at wherever that you work, ask for their story. Where did they get started? You know, I have one of my mentors that I look up to very much. This guy is a billionaire, multi-billionaire in Orlando, and his name is Rosen. He owns so many Rosen Center. You know, he has so many different hotels and different places, you know, in that industry where people can come and have fun in Orlando. He has crazy, amazing hotels, okay? And the guy started as a bellman. Like, he used to be the person that used to take out people's bags whenever they come to the hotel. You know, he was out there, you know, checking people in. And now the guy, he probably was making $10 or maybe $8 an hour. And now the guy is a multi-billionaire. I'm not talking about a million, I'm talking about billion with a B. He's a multi-billionaire. He's making millions every single day inside of those businesses. And he has thousands, literally over 50 to maybe 100,000 people working for him. And he was the same guy that was getting paid $10 an hour till his value increased. So right now, if you're watching this video, you out of job and you're working 10, 20, 30, $100 an hour, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that as an entrepreneur, you cannot cap, right? Your hours is not based on the task or the task that you're creating, but it's based on how much you grow, on the value that you create in this world. And that's what makes the entrepreneur's life so powerful, because you can keep growing. And it's amazing, it's lovely. And you know, I've been telling him how my income for the last year has 10x, you know, what I was doing the year previously, because I find some new mentors and I started doing some new stuff in my life. How can you 10x your income? How can you go from making $100,000 to making $1 million a year at your job? It's impossible. No bosses is gonna give you as a manager to go from, you know, whether you was making 100K. Let's say to go from, you know, $40,000 to start making 150. No bosses will give you that, because the position, you are not hired on the person that you are hired on the value of the position. And I want you to understand that if you're listening to me, okay, if you work in a job, you're listening to me as an entrepreneur, right? Your value is based on your value in the marketplace, how much that you grow. When you work in a job, which is the regular lifestyle, your value is based on the position that you applied for. If you applied for a nurse, you're gonna get paid more likely better than a cashier at McDonald's, but you getting paid based on the position, not based on your growth. See, not on your potential. As an entrepreneur, you getting paid on your potential. The more your potential start growing, the more you start seeing how big you can grow, how you can get to the next level. The more you start pushing, guess what? You started getting rewarded based on the potential, because you are taking the actual risk to make stuff happen, and you start seeing major results. But when you're getting paid based on a position, the position doesn't grow. Like if you're a cashier at McDonald's, unless they change it from minimum wage, if you was getting minimum wage and they say, hey, minimum wage is not gonna be $7 anymore, it's gonna be $8 an hour. Now you get a raise, but you gotta wait till somebody else do that, not based on your growth. The raise is provided based on the position, not on your growth. So therefore, even if you grow, like right now, I have months where I make over $150,000, in my business. I promise you, there's a McDonald's right now. I'm driving right next to a McDonald's. If I go to that McDonald's right there, put in an application, right? Put in an application to become a cashier. Guess how much they're gonna pay me? Just like everybody else, $10 an hour, $9 an hour. Because even though like I can create this type of income, but I wouldn't get paid this type of income because they wouldn't see my value. I wouldn't be getting paid on what I can do. Right? I would be getting paid based on the position. So if I walked in and I fill in an application to be a manager, more likely if the manager is getting paid $15 an hour, that's the most I'm probably gonna make in there. So I want you to understand that the difference between the regular life and entrepreneur's life, and why you should choose to become an entrepreneur. Also, even if you have a job right now, start growing yourself, start growing some side businesses so you can take yourself to a whole next level. Start understanding how to take opportunities. Opportunity is the biggest word that changed my life, okay? Now, I'm not saying you gotta do an online business, you gotta do an offline business, but you gotta take some type of opportunity in your life where you can actually become the boss. We can start creating income, you can start creating stuff for other people, and now you can start leveraging other people's time. You can start leveraging other people's skill set, and you can start taking yourself, my friend, to a whole next level. So that was my answer to him, and he kind of understood exactly what I meant, because he knew when I got started in business, and he's seen some of the stuff we're doing right now, which is totally amazing. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you. What's your opinion? What's your opinion of the entrepreneur's life versus the regular life? Which one do you like better? What do you think? Do you think the entrepreneur's life is more powerful, or do you think the regular life is just more secure and you rather just do that? But anyway, whatever your thoughts are, leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel. And again, if you want to learn how to crush it, create some type of online money, residual income for yourself, your family, I have a link inside the description. Check it out. Let me know what you think. But anyway, guys, that was Cater. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys later. Bye. You go on vacation, you spend whatever you spend, and then you come back to the money being made.